The Battle of Kilkis Lahanas took place during the Second Balkan War between Greece and Bulgaria for the town of Kilkis in Macedonia. The battle lasted 3 days from 19 to the 21st of June 1913 and ended with a Greek victory. Background: during the night of 16–17 June 1913, the Bulgarians, without official declaration of war, attacked their former Greek and the Serbian allies, and managed to evict the Serbs from Gevgelia, cutting off communication between them and the Greeks. However, they failed to drive the Serbs away from the Vardar-Axios river line. After repulsing the initial Bulgarian attack of 17 June, the Greek army, under King Constantine, advanced with 8 divisions and a cavalry brigade, while the Bulgarians under General Ivanov retreated to the naturally strong defensive position of the Kilkis-Lahana line. Conflict. The Bulgarian Second Army, commanded by General Nikola Ivanov, held a line from Lake Dodron southeast to Kilkis, Lahanas, Sares and then across the Pangaian Hills to the Aegean. The army had been in place since May, and was considered a veteran, having fought at the siege of Adrianople in the First Balkan War. On 16 June 1913 it had about 75,076 men and 175 guns in 57 infantry battalions, 10 cavalry squadrons and 37 batteries. General Ivanov claimed after the war that his army consisted of only 36,000 men, of whom 20,000 were still untrained, and that many of his units were under strength. The Greek General Staff considerably overestimated the numbers of Bulgarians, reckoning them to be between 80,000 and 105,000. Although General Ivanov probably underestimated the number of his soldiers, he still faced a much larger Greek enemy. The Greek army, commanded by King Constantine I, had 8 divisions and a cavalry brigade with 176 artillery guns in an 80 km line extended from the Gulf of Orphanos to the Gevgelia area. Since it was not possible for the Greek headquarters to know where the Bulgarian attack will take place, giving by necessity the Bulgarian army the possibility to enjoy temporary local superiority to the chosen for the attack area, the Greek plans were defensive in nature, expecting a Bulgarian attack towards Thessaloniki. As such, Thessaloniki was garrisoned by the newly raised Thessaloniki Fortress Command. The Greek divisions deployed forward had the mission to allow the Bulgarians to attack first, and while holding their positions as best as they could, the Greek army would concentrate the rest of its units for a counterattack on the Bulgarian flank, which would be determined as the weakest. The Greek disposition was such. On the Greek left, the 10th Infantry Division occupied the area around Axiopoli. An army section with the 3rd and 5th Divisions the area between Axios and Galakos rivers. The 4th Division between Galakos River and the highway Thessaloniki-Sares. The 1st Division between the lakes Langarda and Volvi, and the 7th between Lake Volvi and the Gulf of Orphanos. The 2nd and 6th Divisions were held as reserve north of Thessaloniki, while the cavalry brigade was stationed in Sindos west of Thessaloniki. On 15 June the Bulgarian army took orders to advance towards Thessaloniki. The Greeks stopped them in by 18 June. An order for general counterattack was issued for the next day. The 10th Division was attacking toward the heights of Kalanovo north of Lake Artsin. The 3rd, 5th, 4th and 2nd Divisions attacked toward the area of Kilkis, the 6th and 1st toward Lahanas and the 7th toward Karakoli Saddle and Nigrita. The cavalry brigade operated between the 10th and 3rd Divisions. Kilkis. At Kilkis, the Bulgarians had since long constructed strong defences, including captured Ottoman guns which dominated the plain below. The area was defended by the Bulgarian 3rd Division, minus its 1st Brigade. Kilkis itself was garrisoned by the 2nd Brigade of 8 battalions, supported by several artillery batteries. Against him attacked 38 Greek battalions with 100 guns. The 3rd Brigade covered the sector between the Duran Lake and Lake Artsin. Following the outbreak of hostilities, reinforcements started arriving to the Bulgarian side, initially in the form of the 10th Cavalry Regiment, which covered the flanks of the Kilkis position, and the Sotirios Brigade, which started boarding trains on the 18th of June. The Greek divisions attacked across the plain in rushes under Bulgarian artillery fire. On the 19th of June they overran the Bulgarian forward lines everywhere, but suffered heavy losses as the Bulgarian artillery fired incessantly with high accuracy from its excellent observation on the hills of Kilkis. The 5th Division alone suffered some 1,275 losses on that day. On the 20th of June, despite having committed all forces and advancing steadily, the Greeks failed to break the Bulgarian defense. The Greek Cavalry Brigade detected Bulgarian reinforcements arriving by rail. As a result, the Greek HQ ordered the offensive to continue the next morning, while also ordered the 10th Division to disengage from the enemy at Kalanovo and send forces southward to participate in the fighting of Kilkis. The 1st and 6th Divisions to create a 6-battalion strong detachment plus mountain artillery to reinforce the forces attacking Kilkis on the flank on the next day, acting under the previous order of the HQ, which requested Kilkis be captured by the night of the 20th of June. The 2nd Division attacked alone in the night. During the night of 20 to the 21st of June, following an artillery fire exchange, 2 regiments of the 2nd Division crossed Galakos River and attacked, piercing successively the 1st, 2nd and 3rd defensive lines of the Bulgarians, entering the town of Kilkis by the morning of the 21st of June. In the morning the rest of the divisions joined the attack and the Bulgarians retreated to the north, where the Greeks pursued them but in short depth due to exhaustion, allowing the Bulgarians to break contact. In the 3 days' battle around Kilkis, the Greeks had suffered heavy casualties totaling 5,652 killed and wounded. A further 276 killed and wounded were suffered by the 10th Division, which had captured Gevgalia on the 20th of June and the hills of Kalanovo in the afternoon of the 21st of June. About 500 Bulgarian soldiers, 3 guns and many rifles had been captured. Lahanas, like the area of Kilkis, the Bulgarians has also prepared the area of Lahanas with defensive works. The hills around Lahanas dominated the area with excellent fields of fire. The Greek 6th Division attacked on the 19th of June from Sotirios toward the direction of Lahanas and succeeded after losing some 530 men to capture the line. Dikloklepa. The 1st Division advanced from the south and successfully captured Vertiskos. On the 20th of June the 2 Greek divisions advanced further and joined their flanks while they made contact with the main Bulgarian defensive location of Lahanas despite the fire from the Bulgarian artillery. In the night of 20-21 June the order from HQ to create a detachment to hold the forces attacking Kilkis arrived and the relevant orders were given. In the morning of the 21st of June the Bulgarian concentrated artillery fire on the 5th Regiment, observing the 3rd Battalion withdrawing to participate in the forming detachment for Kilkis. The Bulgarians saw an opportunity and attacked the 1st Battalion, forcing it to retreat with heavy losses. A counterattack with the 2nd Battalion led by the regiment commander stopped the Bulgarians. Following the fall of Kilkis in the morning, the order for the formation of the detachment was cancelled. At 1500 the 2 Greek divisions attacked the Bulgarian position in close coordination with artillery and by 1600 had broken the Bulgarian defence, which seemed taken aback following its morning success against the R5. The Bulgarians retreated in disorder, leaving 16 guns and 500 prisoners in the hands of the Greeks. Meanwhile, the Greek 7th Division had been fighting on the far east flank. On the 19th of June it successfully captured the saddle of Karakoli. However, on the 20th of June, even though it faced no resistance, it advanced slowly toward Nigrita, which captured A Bulgarian force consisting of regimental staff and one battalion was advancing aggressively toward Karakoli. It was encircled and surrendered with 10 officers and 1,500 men. On the 21st of June the division continued its slow advance. Even though it was informed of the Bulgarian defeat and retreat over Orliko Bridge, its columns advanced too slowly to block the Bulgarians. The division was heavily criticized for its unacceptable failure. The two Greek divisions suffered 2,701 killed and wounded at Lahanas, and the 7th Division suffered a further 199 in its fights. Aftermath. The defeat of the Second Army by the Greeks was the most serious military disaster suffered by the Bulgarians in the Second Balkan War. Bulgarian sources are giving a total of 6,971 casualties. To these, Greeks suffered 8,828 casualties. On the Bulgarian right, Evzones captured Gevgelia and the heights of Matsakovo. As a consequence, the Bulgarian line of retreat through Duran was threatened, and Ivanov's army began a desperate retreat which at times threatened to become a rout. Reinforcements came too late and joined the retreat towards Strumica and the Bulgarian border. The Greeks captured Dodron on the 5th of July but were unable to cut off the Bulgarian retreat through Struma Pass. On the 11th of July the Greeks came in contact with the Serbs and then pushed on up the Struma River until they reached Kresnogorj on the 24th of July. Due to its significance for the Greeks, the Battle of Kilkis gave its name to a Greek battleship, the Kilkis, in 1914. The battle is also commemorated at the Kilkis War Museum and the Battle of Lahanas Museum.